Hi everyone. In this short video, I'll be taking a close look at the Scots Law Library, which is part of our Bloomsbury Law online service. Once you've successfully logged in, the site will load and display all your subscription content in a browsable list on the left side of the screen. You can use this list to access the titles in your subscription, or you can search them using the search box at top right. We'll be taking a closer look at search in a minute or two. The Scots Law Library contains more than 30 titles, many of which will be familiar to users in Scotland, including commercial leases, conveyancing practice in Scotland, drafting wills in Scotland, family law in Scotland, and property trusts and succession. When you click into a book from the home page, the table of contents for that book is displayed on the left side of the screen. You can use that table of contents to enter the book at any point. So if, for example, I'm interested in ownership, I can click into Chapter 3, like so, and then select the particular area that I'm interested in, evidence of ownership, for example. As a very general statement, browsing to a particular page in a book works well when you know broadly what you want to look at and where to find it. If, on the other hand, you're uncertain where a specific topic may be covered in the Scots Law Library, then consider using a search to find it. The search box up at the top right of the screen is visible wherever you are on the site, so it's always easy to fire off another search if you need to, and the speed of the search engine means you're not kept waiting for the results to come back. Let's start with subletting as an example, and then we can explore some of the other site features as we get deeper into the content. If I start typing into the search box here, note how the site uses predictive text to complete my search terms if it recognises them. So let's choose subletting from that list and take a look at the results that come back. As you can see, a very, very fast search engine indeed, truly near instantaneous. While we've kept the interface of the Bloomsbury site as simple to use as possible, there's quite a lot of information presented on the search results screen which may be helpful to you in finding the exact content you need. So let's take a moment to take a closer look. The first line here shows how many hits there are in total. In this case, there are 78 documents on the site which contain the search term subletting. A document may be a couple of paragraphs, or it may be several pages in length. Where a document contains a hit, we show the title of the book it comes from here. The cover image can act as a useful visual cue if you're familiar with the print version. We show the chapter from that book which contains the document containing a hit, and we show here the heading in that chapter under which the search term appears. An extract from the relevant point in the chapter is given, which shows the search term in context. This can be very useful in determining whether a search hit is worth a closer look. All of the books which contain a hit are listed on the left-hand side of the screen, here. The number in brackets after the book title shows the number of hits contained in that book, and again, that can be a useful, simple cue to show you where the most detailed coverage of the point may be found. Perhaps one of the most useful features of the Scots Law Library is the ability to search within a set of search results. Searches performed from the search box up here will always search across your entire subscription, and that can be tens of thousands of pages. However, once we have a set of search results in front of us, we can narrow our search to look only inside those search results rather than across the entire site. So, as things stand, we have search results on screen which show 78 hits for subletting. We might think that's a few too many to review in detail, so let's now add another word into that search. If, for example, we're particularly interested in obtaining consent for a sublet, we can search just within those 78 documents by entering the word consent here, where it says search within results. Put in consent. Note how the total number of search hits drops from 78 to 58. It's possible to add further search terms into the mix if necessary. So let's add the additional term landlord into the list of terms we're searching for. Finally, we can filter the search results list to show only the hits from a particular book by clicking that book in the results list. So, for example, if I only want to review the hits from the commercial leases book, if I click the title over here, like so, the search results list changes to show me only the hits coming from that book. One last thing to mention is the drop down here, which enables you to change the way that search results are ordered. The default search ordering is relevance ranking, much like Google's. However, from time to time, it may be helpful to show the results ordered differently. So, for example, book order will show the search results in the order in which they appear in the book. In other words, with hits from chapter 1 coming before hits from chapter 2, and so on. Similarly, document title order will show hits in alphabetical order, with hits in a document on aardvarks being shown before hits in a document on zebras. Let me just put that back to relevance ranking. Okay, that's been quite a close look at search. Let's dive in now and take a look at some actual content. I'm going to go in now and take a look at this material on subleases from the commercial leases book. Here we can see the relevant page with every occurrence of the search term highlighted. That can be useful if you're working with quite a long document and the search terms occur quite rarely in it, but when they speckle the entire page like this, it can make it a little bit hard to read. So the good news is that you can turn the search highlighting off by clicking this little button up here. That takes the search term highlighting off, or if I want to bring it back, I can just click again and restore the search term highlighting, but let's leave it turned off for now. A few other things to mention while we have a page in front of us is the links here, previous document and next document. If you think of them as flipping the page in a book, you won't be far off. This just takes us through the headings in that particular title, takes us all the way to the end. So now let's reverse our way back until we get back to the section on subleases that we were looking at. If you need to return to the home page of a book, then that link will take you there, and you can just browse back to return to where you were. Also, and this is something that many users find extremely helpful, is that when you've got a page in front of you, you can search just within that book. So let's take landlord consent. Type that into the box, fire that search off, and we get our hits coming back just from that single title rather than from the entire site. We just browse back to get to where we were. A few other things. This link here, the email link, is hugely popular with our users. This enables you to send anyone a link to this document that will enable them to come in and look at it regardless of whether they're a subscriber to the Scots Law Library. So a typical use case would be to a client, for example. It's not every client that will thank you for sending them complex legal documents, but some of them will. If you want to discuss a particular point with your client, perhaps they're a landlord themselves, then if you click this button and fill out the form, so I'll put my own email address in, you can put a brief message. Here's that doc we were talking about, and I can change the title of the email, copy myself in on it. Now, if I send that email, the recipient will receive an email with a magic link in it, which will enable them to come in and view the full text of this one document, not the entire book or the entire site, just one document, regardless of whether a subscriber. So it's quite an interesting and powerful feature for our customers to have at their fingertips. A few other things to mention is if you want to print a copy, the print-friendly view there is a useful way to go. This button over here will enable me to share a reference to that document on LinkedIn, Twitter, or other social media sites. I suspect this won't be something for every customer, but if you are keen to keep your Twitter feed or your LinkedIn profile current, then you're never more than one click away from being able to do exactly that. So all my hordes of followers on Twitter, I'm sure will be pleased to see me update this. And that's it. I've just created a tweet with a couple of clicks from inside the Scots Law Library. Okay, I also want to talk for a moment about the export to Word function. If I wanted to, I could export this document to Word, but let's take a more meaningful example. I'm going to return to the home page by clicking there, and let's take a look at drafting wills in Scotland and some of the styles that are provided with that book. Let's take style 1. Worth mentioning that throughout the Scots Law Library, you'll find that paginated PDFs of the products are available for you to download. But it's the, let's call up style 1. Now, if I export this to Word, open that with Microsoft Word. Here's the document. Let's just bring that up. What I've got is a version of that style in Word. I can delete that if I want to. I've now got an editable version in Word, all beautifully formatted, ready for me to use. So that's a hugely powerful feature to have at your fingertips in the site. So I won't save that. I hope you've found this quick look at the Scots Law Library useful. Thank you very much indeed for watching.